All right, today we've come across a very old B&D garage door opener. Check out how big these remotes are. They're huge. Well, I don't think we can break them anymore anyway. Check out how worn the buttons are, but they still operate. Well, the light comes on anyway. Very robust units these are. These are from the B&D MPC2. That's microprocessor controlled #2 roller door opener. So as you can see, both the remotes are still fully functional. It's just the remote button has completely worn through. The casing's probably broken a bit there, but very robust units indeed. Now in the back of these, if I can open that up, just grab a knife because these are pretty jammed shut. See if we can crack that open with one hand. So in the back of these, there's a set of switches. These are dip switches. Now they have 3 positions. As you can see, we've got -, 0, and the plus. So these can be in 3 positions each. So that creates a lot of codes. It's only a fixed code, but there are many codes to choose from. Very unlikely, probably one in a few million, that you have the same code as your neighbor. So quite reliable, not as reliable as the new modern rolling code remotes. That's 1 in 4.7 billion. That's a lot. That you're going to be the same remote as someone in your area, or even someone else in the world, in fact. So anyway, this opener, this roller door opener is not working. As you can see, when we press the button, nothing's happening. Now we'll pop these over here on the bin for now. Let's go over to the roller door unit and take a look. So this is the B&D MPC2 roller door opener. Quite modern for its age. This would be a 90s version opener. Let's pop the door down manually and take a closer look. So on this barcode here, we should be able to decipher the year. It's a bit worn out. Possibly 1995, which sounds about right. They usually have about 5 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is a 1995 with the microprocessor control, a small control box there. The one next door, very modern, doesn't have a control box on the wall like this one. That's the ATA GDO6, GDO, so it stands for garage door opener. Probably a version 3 or 4, very modern. I assume this one may have to be replaced, but there is one little indication that it may be a simple issue. The flashing light right there, which behind this cover, it should indicate that the reset has malfunctioned or activated. So this hasn't been taken off for quite some time. Bit of cobwebs in there. So behind here are a set of instructions. Very handy. You don't get that too often these days. So you've got limit setting instructions, code setting for your remotes, and motor overload reset, which is most likely what's happened here, is the motor overload reset. Check the door is not jammed and that the drive is engaged, and then press reset. So let's pop this up here somewhere. So what we're going to do, the door actually operates manually, pretty good. I lifted it up okay, closed it okay, there's no jams. So let's go ahead and press that reset button. So now we have a flashing green light, which means our limits are not set, but this should go through an auto reset. But first we have to re-engage the opener. As you can see, this is the manual release handle. Pulling down and to the left disengages the motor. So we want to go engage, which is to the right, which has just happened. Push it up a bit, like so, and the door should now be engaged to the motor. And to disengage, pull straight down As you can see, disengage right there. It's pretty cool. To the left, that hooks around and it disengages the roller door. So that operates very freely. Actually, that was quite easy to open. So let's re-engage that back to the right. Push it up a bit. Make sure your door is engaged. Go ahead and press the up, stop, down button and it should try to press into the ground. Feel for that bottom limit. So that's just done an auto feel of the ground and hopefully it stops up the top there automatically. Beautiful. That has stopped with perfection. So it looks like this roller door opener is still in good condition. Let's give it an operate. As you can see, the green light stopped flashing. We should be able to, actually, let's grab a remote. See if one of these old beasts work. Just to compare, let's grab a standard keychain remote that we have around these days. That's the difference. Check that out. Pretty crazy. Anyway, let's grab the worst one. Let's see if it works. No problem at all. Let's grab the next one. See if this one works. Not a problem at all. That's running super smooth. Check that out. That's incredible. So how old's that? 2024 minus 1995. Is that nearly 30 years old? With the original remotes, as you can see, and this thing runs as smooth as the day it was installed. Check this out. Super smooth, a few creaks and groans, which is nothing unusual for a roller door anyway. And even though the fabric nyla felt and the curtain's a bit damaged here, it actually runs like a dream. So the reason the reset light was on, due to the motor overload reset, I'll show you what most likely has happened. The door's probably got jammed more than twice in a row, and that activates the motor overload reset. So let's do that now. What I'll do, I'll open the door and jam it. So I'll press the up, stop, down button, open the door, put my foot on it, give it a jam. It'll start to reopen itself again. Jam it again, and there you go, the reset light has appeared. So that's how the reset motor overload light appears. If it gets more than 2 jams in a row, it will make you physically come and check the door over, make sure there's no obstructions. Press the reset button and you're good to go. So at the moment the light's not flashing. Most likely the power's been off as well, which initiates the flashing green light. And that means you need to reset the limits. But luckily this one has a fantastic auto reset. Still working, which is very unusual. So let's go down and jam it on the way down, just to make sure it's working. It's working fantastic. We'll jam it on the way up, and again, and then you have your motor reset light come on. So an easy fix, press the reset button, you're good to go. Now this cover here, I normally like to leave it off. Many people don't know that there's instructions on the back here, or sometimes I leave it tucked behind the unit up here. There's no wall there. Normally it fits nicely there. So sometimes I leave it tucked up there and leave that exposed so everyone can see the settings. In here, you've got 2 dip switches. Now both of those are down, which means the motor is currently set up for running on a double roller door with maximum power. Because the age of this door and motor, that will need that for the minimum sensitivity, so it does run. It's not very powerful at the moment. It does auto reverse fairly easily, but it runs fine. Normally you'd have both switches up when it's brand new. The first switch down if it's a single door, and the second switch down and the first switch up if the door is a bit bigger, and both switches down if the door is a double door, roughly anyway. So there's about 4 settings there. So there you go. I'll just leave this cover off because this place is rented. It's a lot easier if someone sees that flashing light and can get quick access to it. I imagine this motor may be getting replaced at some stage in the future. But hopefully it'll get a couple more years out of it. It sounds pretty healthy. Now you can put some standard candle globes in here, incandescent globes. They have probably blown. There they are, up in there. The cover's all taped on. We won't mess around with that. I don't like to play around with these old units too much. You go too deep and they stop working. So I'm just going to give this a quick check over. Clean and silicone spray the tracks. Check all the fixings are tight. Make sure the tech screws and stuff are nice and secure. But this looks like a fantastic job that was done 29 years ago. We'll oil the spring if it needs doing. Yep, that looks a bit rusty in there. The spring definitely needs oiling, so we'll do that. Oil around the hub of the drum wheel. Just a general check over and a service. And yeah, this door is good for another day. They don't make them like these anymore. I guarantee it. So there you go. That's the B&D MPC2 roller door opener. There we go. MPC2 microprocessor control. Pop that back up there. Actually, we'll leave it on for now and I'll just put it on gently. Just so they can easily access it. I'm that roller door bloke. Thanks for watching.